Good morning, good morning. What it is, what it do, kings and queens. You're here with your girl, Alicia Extreme. Hellos. So I'm out on my morning stroll, getting a little exercise instead of my normal routine, having some self-care time, some me time. You got to make time for yourself because you can't be there for other people when you're not present for you. And nobody will ever need you like you'll need you. Not even your kids. I don't push that message. It's not true. Because if you're not together here, and here, as in physically, there's nothing you can do for anybody, especially your kids. So with that being said, let's get to the message of the day. The message of the day is to stand. Stand up, speak up, lift your voice, have something to say. Right now, we are living in a state of chaos and a pandemic and everything else that was already hell on earth. This is not the time to be silent and act like things aren't going on. And yes, there's racism and people abusing their authority and police brutality and prejudice and blase woo, as always, that has always been there. Slavery too. I still believe it exists. It happens. And we all end up paying in one way or another, and it's not always financially, as I'm sure a lot of my viewers know. However, it's not just them, it's us too. These riots and protesting are for a positive reason, but this isn't the time to slow down. You want to gain momentum and keep pushing forward and hold your position and to bring more people in. Standing up for one thing isn't, I don't want to say it's not going to serve a purpose, but standing up for one thing isn't going to change the world. Like this one time, you need to continue to stand and lift your voice and be about something and be an activist in your community and a positive for your future and your kind and people everywhere and your children as well. So your voice says something. Case in point, when we speak on the way people are and how they act, or what women do or what young people get off into and what men do and what they're like, a lot of people do things and get off into stuff and treat people a particular type of way because no one ever said anything. No one ever said, hey, that's not cool, that's not what you do, or maybe you should try this. So, you want to be aware of what you're doing, how you're acting, the way you articulate, and how you treat other people. You can't just go around doing stuff randomly with no awareness and without being in tune with how that will make you feel if someone else did it to you. So not to get off topic, but the message today is to stand. Come together and make a stand and fight for what's right. And you guys think we aren't living in historic times like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, but we are. They freed up some things, but there's still things that need to be changed, things that need to be fought for, need to be debated about, need to be protested against. You need to go on strike. You need to march. You need to raise your voices. You need to shake it off. You need to let somebody know, I see you. I saw that. That wasn't cool. I feel some type of way. It affects us. It's not just going to keep happening and you think it's okay. Brutality has happened to all type of colored people, white people included. But at the same time, when they wear that badge, they assume people are scared and they're not going to say anything, and they rather keep to themselves and let it happen instead of going through the fight. And it's true because I've experienced it, and I've also been a witness and a part of particular situations. But at the same time, I was never one to keep quiet. You're not going to do that to me. Now, if it's beneficial to be quiet for a certain period of time to make sure you make it home safely and your kids and your family is okay and things like that, I understand. That I get. But just for you to sit there and watch something happen, I get the fact that it may not be your position. It may not be your life. It may not be your family or your friend or your situation or even you to get into someone else's business. But when people bring the things into the street and in public and in your face, it becomes your business, just like it takes a village to raise a child. You don't just want you to be the only one who care for your child. The teachers are supposed to care, and not all of them do. Family, relatives are supposed to care. You see, them two words came out so quickly. Had to correct myself because being related to somebody don't make you family. But nonetheless, the fact that I'm your sister or your cousin or your auntie, my kids belong to you as well. They don't just belong to me, and your kids belong to me. Like, I may not have birthed them, but let somebody jump stupid or try to harm either one of my babies, whether you're there or I'm there or you're not there or it's just me, it's going to go down. You're going to have to square up, or whichever way this situation go, and it will get ugly really fast. People need that mentality because we're all supposed to stand together. We all need to stand together. Black, brown, white, blue, polka dot. Wrong is wrong. I don't care what your finances say, what your environment say, what you're riding like, what your bank account is sitting on. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. And everybody has the right to speak their mind, to speak their heart, and on a situation, especially when it's made public and even when it's not. Everybody's going through some type of abuse or racism or prejudice or neglect or even domestic situations, but people are keeping silent. There's not as many of us that's speaking up and willing to talk, and they want to stay out the fight. But what people need to realize is you're in this fight, whether you like it or not. You don't have a choice. It's inevitable. So since you're a part of it and you're going to be in it anyway, you might as well make your presence count. Don't just be here to be here. Lift your voice, hold a sign, be an example for your kids. Let them know it's okay to stand up for them, and this is what you're supposed to do. Because if they're going to take us down and they're going to kill us anyway and beat on us and neglect us and act like we're not people or even here, even though you see me, right? And you see me like I see you, and I see me seeing you seeing me. Hello? Yes? Okay then. So you can either get beat up because you're standing there or you're laying there or you're sitting there allowing this to happen and they're winning and you're making it easy for them, or you can get the hell up and you can fight. You can fight with your voice. You can fight through documentation, through video, through social media, through protesting, through trademarks and signs and conversation and classes, and by voting, by being a part of something bigger than you, bigger than life itself. Obviously, it's bigger than life. It was here before either one of us were born. And even some of the greats like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, whatever, whomever, Shaka Khan, if you will, any of those people, it's been around for a long, long time. And their voices mattered. And they left a stamp on history. But we have to continue to do the same thing. You can't die out and you can't sit still like, oh, okay, well, you know, healthcare is getting a little better, so we'll leave them alone. They're trying. No, it's still an issue. So until it's no longer an issue, you need to keep fighting that. But all you're doing is trading one situation for another, just like life. You might get off that 9 to 5, but when you come home, you still working. You still got to cook and clean. You still got to do homework. You still got to do paperwork. You still got to make phone calls. You still got to do accounting. You balancing a checkbook. You handling the money handling. You got to set a budget. You have to educate yourself. Then you have to teach as well. Then you have to nurse if somebody get hurt. And then you have to counsel if somebody's in their feelings. And then you also have to face yourself as well. So it never stops. And you're constantly working. And you're constantly in a battle for life, for air, for finances, for survival, for stability, for balance. That's not going to change. In life, you continue to go forward. no matter how much it tries to hinder you. And then you also want to continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to get better. Every second on the clock is a chance to be better, to be greater than what you were the last time. I don't care if you're a cursing sailor right now in this moment, and 5 minutes later, you're a nun. It's that deep. You simply make a choice, and you do it. And you stick to it. Not saying that you'll be perfect. Not saying that a whole 360 will happen. Because as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. But I believe all God had to do was blow his breath in it up here. Okay, yes, my faith is just that dangerous. Anywho, I don't know why you guys be playing with me like I'm not going to keep it real. I keep it 100 always. And I'm very in tune with myself, regardless of who you may be. I'm not in question. I'm not in denial. I'm a very fiery person. And I love it. You don't have to, but I do, and it's very effective. So, with that being said, I hope you guys stop allowing your fear and your doubts and your frustration and the naysayers hinder you. Because, first and foremost, as you know, if you don't have any haters, clearly you aren't anybody. And the devil chases all of God's gifts. Could have sworn you were one too. So a hater is for your benefit. And all them things I just listed goes under my hater radar. Let your fear, let your doubt, let the naysayers be your fuel. Let them be your fuel. I said fuel, whatever. Anyway, let them be your fuel. Allow them to fuel you and keep you gassed up and ready and full of energy and drive for you to prove them wrong, for you to run through them barriers, for you to kick them doors open, for you to break into them windows when them doors closed or you can't get quite through. I don't care if it only cracks a little bit. The fact that it's more available to you instead of completely shut and locked makes a hell of a difference. Some difference is better than no difference, and we all have a part. Just like I tell my kids, we're not just a family, we're a team. There's something we all can do to contribute. It's not about size, it's not about weight, it's not about complexion, it's not about none of the superficial stuff. It's about your heart and you trying and you putting forth effort. And what's understood don't have to be explained, because if it's in you, people will see it. If it's what you're doing, people will notice. And as long as you're feeling good and you're seeing improvement and you know you're becoming better and you're giving your all and all this good stuff, you'll be okay. And it'll uplift you and it'll keep you going and give you the motivation that you need. And just being in that very position will inspire you. And it will help and inspire other people too. So I love all my people. I want you guys to stay positive and stay uplifted throughout all this chaos that's going on in the world. Feed your spirit something good. Read your Bible. Write out your hopes and dreams and your goals. Do a to-do list every day. Cross them off and all that good stuff. Know that you can make it. Know that it's going to be okay. And all you have to do at this point is move yourself into position. So be happy, be healthy, be positive, be optimistic, be faith-filled, be you, be extreme. Mwah.